roundabout, we rode it straight to one fine day. Hardly spoke to folks around him, didn't.
I recently moved to a larger city and I have been trying to get used to the area, so I have been going on walks. I feel very strange at first glance. I was walking past this tall woman, like me, and I was like, she seems familiar / couldn't put my finger on it. I had a strange vibe, not a bad one. She kind of reminded me of myself. As I looked for a second, I slowly realized as I walked by that she had the exact same jacket as me, and this isn't like a North Face or some popular brand jacket. It was a gift to me and they're hard to find and with the same logo, and I walked ahead. We both looked back at each other. Any ideas of what this means? When I was around 10 or so, 2019, I went to the Crockett Hotel in the middle of San Antonio. This sounds like a fake story, but bear with me. I was laying in the tiny mattress the hotel had with my mom or my dad, I forgot. The mattresses are very uncomfortable. The room was really dark. The only illumination in the room was the lights from the city flashing through the window, which wasn't bright at all. Everyone in the room was asleep except me, because my parents didn't tell us it was haunted, but I knew because I'm a big ghost enthusiast. I was still a kid, so I was scared shitless, staring at the lit wall, attempting to actually close my eyes and sleep. Until I heard a gurgling sound. Not like a mouthwash gurgling. Like you have blood in your lungs and throat type of gurgling. This gurgling was on and off for about 30 minutes. Nobody in the room was snoring. It was like 3:45 when I checked my Star Wars light-up watch. The gurgling sound wouldn't last for more than 3 minutes until it stopped. After like 3 more rounds of that sound, I started to see some kind of smoky figure in the corner next to the door. I couldn't make it out because it was too dark to see it. I believe what I saw that night, or early morning, was one of Travis' soldiers choking on his own blood. I thought I was hallucinating all of the smoke, but it's vivid now that I'm thinking back to it. I woke up the next morning feeling sick to my stomach. This was one of the scariest experiences if ever lived. If you like paranormal activity, I highly recommend staying a night there. When I was in my late teens and early 20s, life for my friends and me revolved around meeting girls. My son and his friends, who are athletic and outgoing, don't seem to put a lot of emphasis on dating. They play a lot of online video games, and have boys' outings. Once in a while one will hook up with a random girl they met on an app. Rarely does one have a girlfriend. This seems to be the norm for my friends' kids too. What is going on? When I was between 10 to 13, I don't remember exactly, one day I stayed home from school because I felt unwell. I was laying in bed, and I clearly remember seeing 2 people float over me. One was a male dressed as a soldier. He was wearing head-to-toe camouflage, including a hat, and brown boots. Behind him was a woman with long, dark hair, wearing a wedding dress. They floated over me and just went straight past me. They were slightly transparent and I only saw them for about 3 seconds, and they were gone. I remember being extremely spooked but quite quickly writing it off as a dream. I never thought much of it after that, but I never forgot about it. A couple of years ago, so about 5 to 7 years after I saw them, I was having a conversation with my mom about paranormal activity and ghosts. She was telling a story about how the lampshade in my brother's room once was swinging like crazy even though nobody was moving, the doors and window were closed, etc. This is when I told her my story about seeing the soldier and the woman. She found it fascinating, and this is when she told me, before we lived in our house, an old couple lived here. The man was a soldier who fought in WW2. They lived here until they passed away. What? Our house is over 100 years old BTW, pretty common in England. Ever since I found that out, I truly believe what I saw is real. Maybe I dreamt it, but even if it was a dream, I really think it was them. Also wanted to add, the lampshade in my bedroom swings constantly. No window or door open, no one moving in the room, no fan. Everything in the room is still, but my lampshade swings often, switching directions and going faster than slower. I fully believe there are spirits living in my house. And I'm okay with that. They've never caused any harm. I just wanted to share my story and see if anyone has experienced anything similar. I just find it all so fascinating, and if I hadn't have experienced what I had, I probably wouldn't believe in spirits. But how can I not after what I saw? Edit a few hours later, my lampshade was moving at the time I wrote this post, and honestly I thought it was a fluke. But now it's completely still. So now I genuinely believe something keeps moving my lampshade. Hi, I would like to start this with a little backing of when this started happening for him. My boyfriend told me this week that he's been seeing shadow people. He told me he thinks he's going insane, but I've told him I see them too. I asked him when he started seeing them, then asked if it started when he and I got together. I think I may be the reason he's seeing them now. Would anyone know how to fix the problem? I already told him to sage his house and to tell them they're not welcomed in his space. He's also been experiencing other paranormal things since we're started dating. Any advice would be welcomed.
Mosey on down to the Atomic Shaman Trading Post. We have t-shirts, decals, refrigerator magnets and other swag for sale. What better way to show your support for the show? Our merch can only be found on t.pub/link/Atomic Shaman Trading Post.
Like, share, subscribe and be sure to check the notification bell. Follow the Atomic Shaman on Twitter at Motel and RV Park. Listen to Paranormal Green Text Stories on Atomic Shaman TTS on YouTube. Catch the live streams of Atomic Shaman Sweat Lodge only on Rumble.